Hello? Okay. All right, we're live. We're live. We are live. I think you can hear me. Hold on. Hold on. Trying to fix this. Got something real fast. Waiting for people to get in. There's one person in. Hold on. I'll be right back. Just a sec. Just a second. I'll be right back. Okay. We're back with one person in, and I tell you what, since this will be on here, I'm just going to go ahead and start. So, this is Outdoor Podcast, episode 1. First episode, and basically all it's going to be is, for the first few episodes at least, I'm going to talk about wildlife, answer questions, chat's on, ask any questions you got about hunting, fishing, wildlife in general, answer it for you. I'm going to get to where I'll bring more stuff onto the stream. We only have one person in here, and I don't know why. Maybe we can get more. I wish more people would join. It's kind of all of a sudden notice. What I want to do soon is like doing the post thing about it, but first live stream, and really ain't got no questions because we only got one person. I want to wait for 2 people if we get 2 people. I've got on the thing live or outdoor podcast, so somebody should want to see it. This is a live podcast, not just normal episode podcast. This is live. We need to get some people. Wish we could get more people in. No, just one. If you're watching this on a replay later on and there's nothing going on right now, I would skip until we get more people because I don't want to do nothing until we get more people. So if you're watching on replay sometime later on. Get my little rooster right. But wish more people would get in. I mean, I've got on my thing live. It's it's outdoor podcast, so you think people, if they want to see outdoor stuff, nobody wants to come in. Guess we'll just go on. I mean, I can't sit here and wait for another person to join. It's just going to be a replay live. If I keep on doing it for a long time, somebody will eventually see it. So hopefully. First of all, we're going to talk about just podcast in general. Podcast. This is just going to be a wildlife podcast where if you just want to hear about wildlife, pretty much just hunting, fishing stuff, you just join in. And I'll go live every once in a while, and I've got my thing where I can post stuff. It's like a text thing on my YouTube channel. If you want to, I would check that. I want more people. You can post things on that, I'm pretty sure. Or I don't know if you can or not, but you can like it. You can read that. I can put out stuff for that live, or I can just make little shorts and post them the day before, which would probably be the best thing. But right now, this is what we're working with. And eventually we're going to get more things where we can carry on, have a rifle. I mean, maybe have something where I can more talk about it. I can't really do that, but at least I can bullet or something. But this is just hunting stuff, fishing stuff, anything like that. I guess first of all, what I'll talk about is I want to say this one thing. This is about the channel. What I'm gonna start getting into a video making kind of process where sometimes it'll have this and sometimes it'll have this amount of stuff, and kind of just really posting very, very frequently, like almost every day, little shorts. I'm not going to go out and make a 15-minute video every single day. I ain't going to do that. I'm sorry. Just saying how I am. It ain't happening. But you can see shorts, which shorts have done a lot better than my big video so far, which big video I posted yesterday. It has some weird camera angles. I'm like this the whole time. Yeah, that's that. I don't know how that happened. I think on the camera we would take it and it would be like this, like straight up, and then we'd turn it sideways and just kind of messed it up. So everything I'm gonna do, try to do it always sideways or straight. But anyways, so what I'm gonna do is we're gonna have shorts, most likely. Now, if I don't post one day or 2 or 3 days, don't think, oh wait, he's not posting no more. You know, this is it. Didn't post 2 or 3 days. That's why I'm making this and stuff, just to kind of keep it going, because I don't want to lose subscribers off of not making content, because I've seen a lot of, I know of some YouTubers I've watched before where they'll post videos and then they won't post, like, it'll be another week before they post. Which, if you got multiple channels, I could see, like, you got a normal channel, post one, got a gaming or something, post it. I could see that, but whenever, there's some people that just have one channel and they post, like, every 3 weeks. That's not going to hook. That's not going to hook people. So, you know, I want to keep it. I want to get bigger eventually with more stuff, but 2 shorts a day, sometimes 3. A lot of times if I get behind a couple days, maybe I'll probably make 3. I don't know. And then 1 big video a week. 1 big video a week. Sometimes 2. But mainly 1 big video. 1 big video. Wish we could get some more people in here. I really don't know. Is there a way I can really announce it? Or am I just going to have to hope somebody hops in here? And 1 person. At least the 1 person staying. I was really wanting at least like 10 people. So I wanted questions. If you've got anybody you know or anything, get them in here. Nothing like that. I'm just saying I want to just answer questions with people like that. If you're new to hunting or fishing, got questions, answer them. But 1 person in here ain't a lot. Yes, there still is replay. You can watch it on replay, just ain't the same. But yeah, 2 shorts a day, sometimes 3. Maybe not all the time. 1 big video a week, most likely. Oh, there's 2 people in here. So we're talking. So the new person, we're talking about hunting and fishing and just stuff in general about that. So now time to really get into the actual hunting part there. So I guess I can talk mainly about something I brought. This right here. It's not very big. It's my first ever rack buck. I ain't been actually deer hunting for about 3 years now. Kind of newer to me, but I have hunted just in general and stuff a lot. Fun fact, it was kind of funny how this worked. So it was my first time hunting alone because I got my hunter's safety. And this was my first time hunting alone. And I was sitting in my shooting house on the field, and the deer came in from the woods, and I was just sitting there, and I'd heard something in the holler to the left of me, pretty much the whole evening. And finally he walked out, and there was a little path in front of me, and he walked out, but he was right behind a tree. So I'm sitting here, I'm waiting for him to get in a good angle. Well, he gets into the little, it's like a little pathway. And I was like, there's my chance. Well, I get my gun up, but I can't really shoot it because by the time I get my gun up, he's done walked back into the trees. Well, I've realized that there's a little patch, and this is something that I want to talk about. Never rush your shots when it comes to hunting. Never rush your shots, because if you rush your shots, there's a lot of times you're going to miss. You need to be confident on your shot, because you can't just take a wild shot unless you have to. Sometimes you have to, but never shoot a deer in like the butt or somewhere where you don't think it'll kill it, because especially on big bucks, I don't want to do it to any deer, but on big bucks especially, because if you got a giant buck, been seeing it on camera, you're ready, you really want to kill him, you shoot at him, you injure him, he goes off in a pond and dies, he ain't going to come back, most likely. I mean, well, yeah, he ain't coming back. And there you go. You got a dead deer in a pond that you can't get to, and you ain't going to get to shoot at him again, so you're basically helpless. That buck's just wasted. You don't get the rack. You don't get nothing. The meat, nothing. So never shoot a deer in a stupid place. But there was a little patch right after the little path. It was just a little bitty patch. Well, he creeped in there, and then where I seen the kill zone. Now, the kill zone is right behind the shoulder. Right behind the shoulder, just above the heart, which is in the lungs. And he popped out, and I took the shot, and I watched him run away. He run kind of in an angle to the right of where I was looking. Well, we get up there, and I remember looking where he shot it. We get up there, we're looking for blood, and this is another thing. We're looking for blood, and there's none. Barely, like nothing. No blood anywhere where I shot it. Some people think you shoot a deer, he's going to be bleeding where it's at. It's going to be blood everywhere. It's going to look like a murder scene. That ain't true on some rifles. I was using a 243. And 243s have the tendency not to bleed. They bleed internally and not out. So that's why it's so crucial on a 243. Watch where the deer ran. That's what I did. Watch the deer. He ran to the right in an angle. We followed the track of where I said he ran, and we ended up finding blood. Now, it was little bitty blood, maybe the size of your pinky. Yeah, little bitty blood the size of your pinky. Yeah, that's how much blood it takes to kill a deer, because he was bleeding internally. Well, we follow these little bitty specks of blood the size of your finger slowly up to the path, and eventually start getting little or bigger things about the size of your thumb, little or bigger patch. Well, literally just a little bit later, we were looking for blood, and we look up, and there he is, dead deer. And that's why on a 243, the reason it bleeds internally is a 243 is not a little gun. It's not a little gun. It's nothing to play around with. It'll kill a person at 300 yards, or kill a deer at 300 yards if you're right. And the reason it doesn't bleed is the bullet size is only the size of your finger. It's not very thick. It ain't like a 308, 30-30. 30-30 ain't that big, but it ain't like a 308 or anything. It's a bit bigger, or it's a bit littler, and I seem to have one person now, but it's about the size of your finger, and it goes through. It hits the left side of the deer. Hits the left side. It's coming through, and a lot of people, you'd think to see an exit hole at the right. 308, 30-30. I imagine a 30-30. 308, 30-06, something like that. It'll pretty much blow through it. But if with the 243 on that deer that we shot, what we seen on the right side of it, which I think I shot it in the right side, but you get what I'm saying, the opposite side where I hit it was a knot. And looks like we had another person to leave. So we got 0 people now. And the live stream, we got 0. Guess I'll wait for more. So we'll get back to the stream in a second. Okay, we got 1 person again. But yeah, on the other side was a knot. And a 243 bullet does not have enough power to exit, and it'll kill the deer. The deer will bleed internally, fill it up with blood, and he'll drop dead, as what I said. But it was a knot, and that's why it didn't exit, and that's why it didn't bleed. So long story short, if you shoot at a deer with a 243, you hit it, you don't see blood where it ran, don't just say, I missed it. Oh, well, let's just leave. Don't do that, because a 243 will bleed internally, which does just amount of damage. If not, it'll kill a deer. I guarantee you. I've seen it. I've shot 3 deer with it, and that's the only rifle I've ever used. It'll kill a deer. It'll kill a deer really good, but it won't bleed. Sometimes it does bleed. In fact, last deer season, I shot a deer, and there was blood everywhere. It was probably the size of the table I've got this thing on right now. It was that big around. It was pretty crazy. That deer did not go far. It did not go far. And the That's why a 243, if you ever shoot it, don't bleed, don't think it's missed. So yeah, that's pretty much the story of how I killed this little 5-point. As I said, I've only been hunting for 3 years. So this is my first ever rack deer. Out of the 3 years I've been hunting, I've shot 1 deer each year because the season is now over. So I shot the first year, went the whole season, didn't really see anything. I missed a doe during doe season. And then I killed a spike. It was my first year. Don't blame me. It was a spike. Looked over, there was a spike there. Wanted to kill it bad. Killed it. Dropped dead, actually. Like, bang, flat on his butt, fell over. Lights out. And last year, I was hunting, looked over, there was a doe just standing there, looking at me. It ran. So I run over there. There goes another deer coming out of the woods, and then another one. And I just kept on looking because I knew something told me that there would be another deer pop out of there. Because a lot of times on those, you'll see a pack of around 4 to 6, somewhere in there. I mean, there can be less. I've seen 2 and 3, but a lot of times a big doe herd, and when we had a big doe herd in that area at the time, will be 4 to 6, somewhere in that range. Sometimes more. Heck, I've seen pictures before of like 20 does on one feeder, maybe 30. Pretty crazy, but that deer, and a deer popped its head out of the woods, and immediately I was on the opposite side. Immediately I jump up, I run to the other window because it was a shooting house. I throw my gun up, and I had to take kind of a fast shot. I threw up, and I seen Brand. I seen the kill zone, which is right behind the leg. I done talked about that, but if you wasn't here at the time, because we had 2 people leave and the 2 more people joined, if you wasn't here at the time, kill zone is right behind the leg into the lungs. But shot, it kicked up high. Mule kick, that's what we call it. Mule kick, that's what a lot of people call it. It's mule kick. If you shoot a deer, you see it throw its legs up higher than itself, usually mean you hit it. It usually means you hit it. And mule kicked, and we actually passed it because it was in the woods. We ended up finding it. It didn't run 40 yards at most. But chickens are acting weird. Like there's something around. Just a crane. We've been having hawk problems. But yeah, mule kicked, found it like that. And fun fact, don't blame. I didn't mean to do it. It was doe season. But never shoot a doe out of season. Don't never do that against the law. Don't ever do that. Just don't. And it was doe season. Of course, buck season too. Something like that. I don't know if there's any place that has any difference like that, but shot at it, went up to it, and it was not a doe. It was a nub. I didn't mean to shoot it. I didn't see the nubs because it was a younger, like it barely popped the skin. I just seen a deer head pop up, thought it was a doe, and shot at it because I didn't see antlers. And if I had seen antlers, I would have shot it even quicker, but it was a nubbin head. Kind of felt bad because it was a nubbin head, but a deer usually takes around a year. Some of them don't, but mainly a deer takes almost a year to get its antlers out. But I didn't mean to shoot a nubbin head, but in the end of the story it was. And then that 5-point. I've never shot a doe. I've missed 2. One of them literally the last hunt of the season. I killed this 5-point on the first hunt of the season, and I missed a doe last hunt of the season. And I'll tell you that story and the other doe story that I missed. I was hunting. This was this year. I was hunting on a hill in a shooting house with the woods around, and it was getting late, and we already knew the doe. The does kept on coming out there. So I was sitting there, and I looked on the left side of me the whole time. Bro, that's my left. Camera's opposite. Maybe your left. That's this way. And I kept my eye on it the whole time because that's where the deer kept on coming out from. They were always coming out of that left. And the one time that I took a little bit longer not to look over there, to more look in my right and in front, I thought I heard something walking around, and I look over, and there's 3 does staring dead at me. Well, they already knew I was there. They were already trotting off, so I get my gun up, and I had it laying like right here in the corner. I get my gun up, I grab it, throw it up, and miss it. and I miss it by a long shot. It was pretty bad. But, yeah, it was one of them stupid shots. Never take them stupid shots. Kind of forced to there, though. Yeah. So, another time I was doing it, I missed the doe. It came out my feeder, and I just missed it. The reason, it actually came like 20 yards from me, but there was a buck at the end of the road. Not a pavement road, dirt road. Comes down through it. Don't worry, we didn't shoot at the road, but it was coming down, and it cut, and by the time it was gone, the doe was further, and it was my first time ever shooting at a deer, so I was shaking badly. Rookie mistake. Didn't calm down, didn't hold my breath, and ended up missing it. But, yeah, those are the 5 deer I've shot at and 3 I've killed. The one person's in here. We had 2. Now it's only 1. If you want to, if you have a question or anything about hunting or fishing, you can put it in the chat. I'll answer it. That's what I wanted to do, because this podcast is what it's going to be. I've got a playlist that this is going to go to on my channel, so you can go find all of them. We'll probably make these pretty often, because I kind of enjoy talking about stuff. I don't want to talk about everything, like every single hunt thing in the first episode, so I more have all the other ones. But yeah, and we don't have any questions, but a lot of people, this is something I want to talk about. There's a lot of debate about what the best rifle cartridge is for deer. Well, I got a first straight answer. I'm about to tell you. Any cartridge is okay, as long as it's a big rifle cartridge, like not a 22. 22, we ain't shooting a deer with 22. Not happening. Nothing like that. But rifle cartridge, I think a 223 could get it done. It's smaller, but it could get it done. And it kind of just depends on where you're hunting. Where I hunt, it's kind of close in. You're not really going to take any far shots. But where you're going to, if you're hunting somewhere with a lot of fields, long fields, not little fields, but long fields, I would prefer to have a bigger cartridge that can go further. But with just like the little fields I hunt, or just hunting in woods in general, a simple 243 would get it done. 243, 308, 30-06, 30-30, they're all well-known cartridges, and any of them will do the job. It'll take care of the deer. But as I've said, a 243 won't bleed. A 308 and 30-06, it'll blow through a deer so hard that deer will literally not feel anything. That deer, it'll just go straight through. That deer will cut. Lights out. It's done. Rest in peace. And that is one of the reasons why that is the downfall, or the bad part of having a 243. They don't bleed. But I think, this one was more about hunting. I want to do one more about fishing, but it's been 23 minutes. I'm running out of ideas to talk about, and I have more, but I want to save them for another episode. Thank you to the people that was in here live. I had 2 people at one point. I think I had like 4 or 5 people to look at it the whole time, but they weren't never the same. So, yeah, that's pretty much all for episode 1. Hope y'all enjoy this series we're going to start doing. It'll be a lot of series. I want to get more people, and I'll try to start setting like little videos, shorts the day before or something. Like I'll set the time and date on stuff, and I'll say a short about what time it's starting, and all that. That'll probably help get more people in, because I feel like if you're watching this right now and you're enjoying it, was this entertaining? Was this entertaining? I have it live chat right now. I don't know if I can go with top chat. No, there's no difference, just live chat. But yeah, that's all for Outdoor Podcast episode 1. If you want to, one thing quick, we got 2 videos that will be posted tonight, most likely, if not tomorrow, shorts. Yeah, that's the end of this episode. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you'll enjoy all the other episodes of the Outdoor Podcast. Thank you for watching it. Please subscribe, comment, and like if you want. I'm not forcing. I don't want to do that, but if you want to, helps me out. But yeah, I guess that's the end of this stream. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.